Greetings all, welcome to Expeditions Conquistador. So I've already done a video just sort of like introducing you guys to this game, but I figured I'd do like a full-blown let's play for it. Been thinking about doing this for a little while now. I've actually already beaten the game once, but I'd be interested in going through this again because it's one of those games that you can play it over and over again because there's random elements to it and there's multiple storylines and there's just different ways of playing it. So, before I get into this, I'm going to basically note that I'm going to up the difficulty to difficult. I've already beaten this game on like Cortez difficulty, so I figure I'll just jump it up a little bit here. Basically, what this means is I'm going to have higher injuries for my my guys when they basically get injured. The enemy's going to be a little bit more intelligent, but for the most part, everything else is going to be the same as it is on normal difficulty. And there's also something else I plan to do that'll be a little bit different. I guess, than, like, say, a normal playthrough, so to speak. And yeah, basically Francis Pizarro Gonzalez was a Spanish conqueror who exploited the aftermath of a civil war to conquer the Incan Empire. Then he's betrayed and killed by his own people. If you select this setting, you'll have a hard time, but is only going to make your victory all sweeter. Going to start the Hispaniola campaign, and we'll basically jump in here. So, I'm going to note that there's a few things I'm basically going to do different that are going to be a little bit strange, I guess, for my Let's Plays, but we actually are going to stick with a female conqueror here, Conquistador. We'll call you Danielle Fuchsia, why not? And I think we're going to go change around a few things here. So last time I sort of went in here with a lot of diplomacy. I'm actually going to go in here, I think, with a lot of tactics this time. We're going to knock down healing to 3. I'm going to up the survival to 7. Scouting to 7, and then I think I'm going to knock up leadership to 7. So just to sort of look at this, basically my tactics are going to be very high, and I'm going to be very, basically just hover over these. Basically, tactics are used to change your starting situation in battles so you can take it to advantage. Essentially, this will let you bring more items into battle, and you'll see that a lot later into the game, but for the most part, tactics is really great if you're going to be really battle heavy, and you're going to do a lot of battles in this game, so if you have high tactics, it'll help you out a lot. Diplomacy is also sort of worth looking at, but I'm going to basically shy away from it. I didn't find I was using diplomacy a lot when I running through the game last time, so I'm going to basically avoid it. Healing basically reduces your healing costs. I found this is like the weakest skill, so it's on a 3. Survival basically just lets you hunt more. Having it up to 7 helps me like hunt a little bit more game, which is going to be beneficial. Scouting lets me move around faster and also lets me, get better information about battles, but more or less I'm leaving it to 7 for the increased movement, not really much else. Leadership, that just helps with morale and prevents mutiny and all that, so that's all basically my my sayings. Now, basically, to sort of tell you about my sort of gameplay elements that I'm going to go for, we're going to be sort of an aggressive type of conquistador that tries to invade people, but where possible, I'm going to try and use like shrewd and cunning, basically to win the day. I guess I'll just read this guide here because this is the only time you're really going to see it. So, welcome to character creation. This is where you'll choose what kind of conquistador you will wish to be. Your choices in this menu and the following will influence your opportunities and challenges throughout the game, but don't be alarmed. The decisions you make here may make the game harder, but they cannot make it impossible. The current screen lets you set up your own character, gender, name, and skills. Your skills will influence the access to, consumption of, resources such as medicine and rations, and skills will also open up new options during events and conversations. You can always move your cursor over the icons to see what they mean. It is recommended that you choose 2 or 3 skills to specialize in, without lowering any of the skills completely. But feel free to follow your instincts if you tell you otherwise, which I already did. I basically changed these up to be like a more aggressive, type of thing with, a little bit less than healing. It is recommended that you choose 2 or 3 skills to specialize in without lowering any of your skills completely, but feel free to follow your instincts, blah blah, I already read that. On the next screen, you will have to select the people to bring on your expedition in a new world. The different character types provide substantial bonuses to your skills, and different characters have different strengths and weaknesses and abilities in the battle. Each character also has 3 personality traits which determine what will cause them to lose their game morale throughout their travels. So basically that's the guide and what it's telling you. Now, normally, I'd probably bring around a bunch of males, but we're actually going to do something really different and I guess unique for this Let's Play. I'm going to make an all-female party. So we're going to bring the 2 female doctors, I'm going to bring Adrian Severa here and Gabriel Ybarra. Going to bring Mercedes here. Going to bring... I think we'll bring Reina. And we're going to go down here and I'm going to bring Rosella, Mendoza, Rita Martinez, and Sierra Biero. So there's my party in a nutshell. We're going to bring a whole female party. There's going to be no males in this party. And essentially, this is, I believe, good for an achievement. But for the most part, just bring all these, like, you know, different, like, soldiers and such in female only is, you know, going to be kind of, like, interesting, so to speak. But balanced, I guess. So there's, like, the final scores. I have, like, 8 soldiers, so I get boost to tactics to 18. Actually, you know what? I think we're going to change that around. I'm going to knock that down, I think. And let's see here. What I'm thinking about doing here is I think that maybe I want to get rid of one of these guys. And I'm thinking I might get rid of either Rita here or Carlota. And what we're going to do here is I'm going to try and pick up either Ana Vidal here or Daniela Hernandez. And basically, I'm going to run with 2 scouts because our tactics is going to be insane. And I don't really need to have, you know, a total of, like, you know, 4 soldiers among all the other stuff I'm going to pick up throughout my travels. So I think what we're going to do... We're going to dismiss Carlota here. We're actually going to pick up Daniela here. So essentially I'm going to run with 2 scouts instead of 1. And I'll note that this is, I guess, sort of a recommended setup, by the way. Bringing like 1 scholar, 2 scouts, 3 warriors, 2 hunters, and 2 doctors. But I found that I really don't like scouts that much. But I'm going to bring a couple with this like party just for the simple reason that I don't really need to have, like, you know, 18 tactics I had there, and this will actually boost up my scouting a little bit as well. So essentially your scouting skill plus 2 points for every healthy scout in your expedition. The higher your scouting, the farther you move every day. So I'll move a little bit farther as opposed to just having a little bit better tactics for basically, you know, intimidating people and stuff. And blah blah blah. Use to intimidate your enemies to change starting station to blah blah. We've already read all that. Let's just read the background and get it going. The year is 1518. A year before, Hernan Cortez would be elected captain of the third expedition to South American mainland, where he would overthrow the Aztec Empire. But that will not happen because you have beaten him to the punch. You are the eldest child of a Spanish nobleman, and you yourself hold the title of Hidalgo. With your father's backing, you have been the leader of a successful Hernandad, meaning brotherhood, back in the old world. A peacekeeping association of armed individuals which protected the countryside around your father's town. During this time, you demonstrated an aptitude for leadership and strategy that earned you the respect of the people under your command. But it was time for a greater challenge. With the king's permission and your father's financial support, you purchased a ship and selected your crew from the best of the brothers and sisters in your hermandad. Together, you are off on a long and arduous journey to explore a new world. In your cargo hold, you bring rations, medicine, equipment, and assorted valuables. You must first make a stop in the Caribbean island of Hispaniola, under Spanish domain since 1496. Here, you will hire servants or buy slaves, rest and restock, and gain what information you can about the New World. After 5 weeks on the Atlantic Ocean, your people gather on a deck, as they call Land Ahoy. Rings out from the ring. On a clear afternoon, gulls squeaking in the wake of your ship, you sail into the port of Santo Domingo to seek the Spanish colonial rule in the New World. And we're just going to up the sound here and go into the cutscene that comes after this. And I'll let you just basically just watch that.
1518. That year, the Maria Teresa left Spain and set sails for Santo Domingo. Each of us had our reasons for going, but on the sea, they did not matter. The fraternity was our family, and we followed our captain. In the worst moments, we learned who we could trust with our lives. The troubles only strengthened our resolve. shores of Hispaniola on the horizon, relief and excitement washed over us, our hearts filled with the promise of adventure. Our welcome was far from warm, however. The Gobernador disbanded our group and struck with our Capitan of Command. If we were to continue, the Capitan would need to win his favor. It was only the first of many challenges.
Yes, the first of many challenges. And then, of course, we get to the loading screen. Oh yes, the loading screens. How I love these, because guess what? I have a slow computer, so you get to read the little blips there. So you can see every unit's endurance bar if you hold down the highlight hotkey, which is Alt. Contextual events such as fishing are a great way to gain extra resources when you make camp. All the lovely stuff. A little bit to learn. Switching between a ranged and melee weapon. Alright, so we've basically arrived in a new world. I basically have an all-female party here. There's a single male to be found. And I just want to do a quick check here to make sure. So she's the Narcissus, Reina here. That's important because I'm about to do something that she'll like if I basically pick her for it. So confiscation. As soon as you disembark, you're accosted by a group of soldiers led by a tall, heavy-set man with grayed hair dressed in a captain's armor uniform. Halt! By order of the Governor Bernardo de Manzedo, I am confiscating your vessel and all her crew and cargo. Alright, preposterous, you have no right to confiscate private property. The captain signals to his troops and they begin to outrun your people. Take it up with the governor, mi senora. He has instructed me to order you to go to the palace and speak to his grace forthwith. I would not delay any further if I were in your boots. So, I recommend at this point I'm going to station one of my people here to make sure nothing disappears. And I'm going to use Reina basically because she's the Narcissus one, and she'll like it when basically she's picked for stuff. Sometimes. So basically, you sing her for Reina, portrays the head back into the cargo hold, and she nods and takes off. A single twitch from the left eye all betrays Nora's annoyance at your insult, as your grace wishes. Leave. You're about to pass the captain when he extends his hand. My name is Jean Noriga, by the way. Pleased to meet you. So Daniel Fuchsa, he nods unless you slip past by, then he gets back to his business of pounding everything you own. And onward! So you enter Alcazar de Colon. You are led to the office of the Governor Bernardo de Mazendola. The Governor does not seem particularly pleased to see you. Ah, Senorita Fuchsa, I'm glad you could come here quickly. So what is this all about? Straight to business then, very good. I know you're far by your reputation, a powerful man back in Spain, but this is Hispaniola and now you answer to me. I will not let a spoiled nobleman's daughter pave her way to the world with her farce money. I have better uses for the men and supplies than to waste them chasing after foolish dreams of fortune and glory. Do you understand? And what use do you have in mind then? The fact of the matter is that your troops are needed here. We have been having some problems with the natives recently, and our suspicion is that the various groups of them are preparing for insurrection. You would do well to serve your king and his representatives in this matter. And I'm actually going to lower the volume because I forgot to do that. For me. Don't know how loud it is for you, but it's loud enough that it's annoying me. Or at least it'll eventually go down. Anyhow, so you basically, what you will have me do, you want me to help you maintain your itinerary, I'll gladly help you put those statuses in place. So what will you have me do? Go down to the fortress and find Quartermaster Umberto Il Rosa. He will insist to test you and I will see no reason not to indulge him. When he is done with you, return to me and we will discuss how to proceed from there. Alright, let's go talk to him, and this is where we'll get into our tutorial battle. So find the fortress is not difficult, and now that you're no longer in a hurry, you have time to take in a new city on your way there. So find Umberto II Rososa. You find Rosa smoking a pipe in the shade, evidently joined a warm climate while he watches just some soldiers trained in the courtyard. He addresses you with a very friendly voice. So you're a new arrival, I saw your ship come in, and I dare say it's quite impressive. You must have known right people back in your world. You notice that his accent is distinctly Italian from somewhere around Fernaz, if your ears do not deceive you. So, Governor Mendoza sent me here to take command of my people, or you can say, pleasure to meet you, Acquaintance Senior Roseau. But yeah, let's just say Governor Mendoza sent me here. So he crosses arms and smirks. If you will excuse my facetious, these are not your people, Capitan. However, I will be happy to release them into your command once you have shown me that you understand what it takes to command Spanish men and women in battle. Anything less would be irresponsible of me. So, you don't believe a woman is fit to lead souls. But note that basically this is one of the little events you'll basically give your woman. So, don't be ridiculous. I've seen my share of battles, and fighting an inexperienced commander is not a fate I would wish upon my worst enemy. These people are my responsibility for a moment, and you will simply have to indulge me if you want me to release them to you. So very well, let me have a mock battle then. That's precisely what I had in mind. Here, most of your people seem to be done unloading their equipment from the fine ship. Why don't we go ahead and divide them into two sides? I will leave one group, and you will assume command of the other. Let's see if you know what you're doing. And we're going to jump in here. Let's see. So, in the first battle, he has a ranger, a soldier, and a doctor. I think we're going to bring Danielle. Yeah, I'll bring Danielle, and I'll also bring Gabrielle. And we'll bring Rita too. And we'll have our little mock battle with these guys. So yes, waiting. That's what we're doing right now. Waiting. You can read all over the little flavor text that tells you what to do in between these loading screens. Alright, so here's the battle. I basically have to eliminate 3 enemies. And I brought myself 1 ranger, 1 soldier, and 1 scout to do it. So let's have you go over to here. I'm going to start off by trying to go after his doctor so he can't heal people. And then you can move here. I'll have Rita move up to here, and she'll take a pot shot at the doctor. And she'll miss because, you know, she's not as good a hunter at, you know, basically hitting people. Now, the scout, I could send him all the way up here to attack immediately, but we're actually going to move him down to here for now, I think. And again, it's a little bit laggy, so apologies for that. Hopefully it won't be lagging in following episodes, but looks like it's starting to improve a little bit there. Now, I'll note, by the way, that since this is a tutorial battle, I'll give you a little bit of information about these guys and a couple other combat techniques. Note that if this is red right here, this little dot, it means that she hasn't used an action to attack or anything. And if you actually end your turn, like so, she'll actually get this benefit of defend. That'll increase her defense a little bit for basically just following around. And interesting, he moved his hunter up to there. Anyhow, let's have Rita take a smack at him. I'm actually going to have Gabrielle here switch her weapons. So this is basically how you switch your weapons. You can also press R to do it. Basically, if you use like a ranged weapon and attack in melee range like this, you'll promote an attack of opportunity. And basically, as a result, this person will get like a swipe at my hunter if I do that. So I'm just going to switch this to a dagger, and I'm just going to melee, which doesn't. And I'm going to switch this back to basically a rifle, or arquebus, so that basically you can shoot this guy if he decides to move away. And then this guy's going to move around to just take a swipe at the doctor. So doctor takes a hit, and then we'll just leave these guys as is for now. Note that this guy's a tactical move right there. Basically that lets him move away. He sacrifices his attack to do it, but basically he avoids getting hit by an attack of opportunity for moving away. So let me just sort of show that off, I guess. Essentially, this guy's almost dead, but let's say that, actually, no, I should probably do this right. Let's just kill this guy with a melee strike. So, once that guy is down, I really can move these guys around, because that guy can't hit him anymore, so I can move him maybe here. And then if I want to, I can move the soldier here up to maybe block this guy a little bit. Now, here's an interesting thing. Note that if you manage to move these guys like this, where basically they're on either side of a unit, they can get this something called a flanking attack. So you'll see right there, right at the bottom of this little text blur, melee attack, flanking strike. And she's actually going to do a little bit of extra damage to this guy as a result of being a flanking strike. So the doctor's going to heal up the soldier there. Now, both these guys get flanking strike if I attack the soldier, so let's do that. Note that, by the way, if you have a shield on your soldiers, they can block, and you just saw it right there. Same with scout, by the way, they can also block. And block twice, that's kind of sucky, but oh well. I'm going to have you go over here. And I don't think this guy can take him down with a shot, but we're going to try and basically shoot this guy once to kill him. And of course he blocked that one too. 3 blocks all at once. Alright, let's move you up to here. He moves my scout. He hits my scout. Alright, let's finish this off. So note that if I want to, I can move this guy here. And now I got a flanking strike on the doctor, as well as the soldier with the scout. I'm basically going to use my soldier here to finish off their soldier. And I'm going to have my scout finish off their doctor. So there's an excellent way of using like flanking basically to deal with those guys. So, Daraza travels across the battlefield to meet you, whipping the sweat off his forehead. Well fought, you are quite a technician. Well done indeed. Your people are free to join up with you if they wish. I have no qualms about letting you take them. And you can tell the governor I said so. I hope this is not last we will see of each other, young woman. So you can kiss him on the cheek, or you can nod appreciatively. Let's kiss him on the cheek. So you lean forward and place a quick peck on the quartermaster's cheek. He blushes ferociously and fumbles away with his pipe. Then he nods politely and excuses himself from your company, walking back to his place in the shade. He quite forgets to lay up his pipe. So, you know, being a woman, you know, feminine wills and all that, they're present in the game. Even though women weren't present in the America from the Spanish side. In real world history, I don't think. Return to the palace. You've made to wait for an insulting long time while the governor finishes some allegedly important responsibilities. Fortunately, the palace has a very lovely garden and courtyard where you can sit and pass the time. When you're finally left through to Demendo, so he is without even a hint of apology for the wait. Yes, good. I take it you have passed whatever test De Rosa has devised for you. Then I expect you'll be pleased to know that the perfect opportunity has turned up for you to serve the people of Santo Domingo. So, blah blah, I'm at your service. He smiles. As you may have surmised, several problems encroached upon our control over the island. Most urgently, our supply lines to Santiago de los Cabros in the north are being disrupted by a native cult of pagans that we suspect is using some old ruins in the deepest jungles of the island. Our supply lines must be secured, or the people of Santiago will soon be severely threatened by slaves and the rebels. Troops of Santiago have allowed us to go unaddressed. Captain Noriega refuses to take his troops anywhere near those ruins, and in the event they cannot be spared, they are needed to protect the city against the slaves. So I have no such superstitious misgivings where the ruins are located. East northeast from here, that way the jungle gets denser and the ground turns swampy. The ruins are somewhere in the middle of it. Bear in mind, we know next to nothing about this cult. We don't know what kind of people they are or how they fight they'll be putting up. Assist you catch them by surprise and cut them down first. There'll be plenty of time to find out what they've been up to later. We'll see what the situation looks like when we get there. So he waves disinterestedly. Yes, yes, I'm sure you'll figure it out. Feel free to keep whatever items of work you can uncover in that place. We'll call it your reward for a job well done. Return here when it's all over, and we shall discuss your next assignment. So leave the palace. As you leave the governor's office, you are met by a young woman in uniform. Capitan Daniel Fixa, Isabel de Jeroens at your service. I will take you to the docks and oversee the transfer of your cargo into your possession. Very good, lead away. She nods once and leads you back across the courtyard towards the harbor. Now, I'll note that at this point I could talk to this woman here. Now, basically, a concerned looking woman flags you down in the street. Capitan Fuchs, a moment of your time, if you would please. So, make it quick, Signoria. I would humbly ask that you keep your men away from young girls. The arrival of her continues to cause quite a stir here, and your men should know that our girls are virtuous and we would very much like them to stay that way. So, this is very odd because of the simple reason I don't have any actual males in my group, but my troops are gentlemen. I assure you they would never dream of imposing themselves on a young lady, Signora. You are speaking to Fuchsia, Signora. I do not accept orders from someone like you, or I'll let them know. So, I guess it's a bit of an oversight if you bring a full female group for the concerned woman, but whatever. Let's just say my troops and gentlemen, blah blah. Thank you. I can see that you are a woman of grace, who understands the importance of protecting a young girl's virtue. I am relieved to buy your insurances, so of course adios, bound leave. Adios, Captain. So that's basically that. Let's just go get our stuff. So Isabella leads you back to the docks where Umberto de Rosa is jovially overseeing the final customs check on the cargo from the comfort of his chair, pipe firmly held between his teeth. Uncuriously, he gets up and greets you when Isabella announces your presence, so we meet again. Sooner than I expected, I must admit, and I see you've met Isabella. She's a polite young woman, isn't she, the daughter of Andreas de Unis, who came over with Columbus on the Santa Maria. So you might say she's got a pioneer spirit in her blood. Old Andreas had her with a Taino girl he took a fancy to, but as far as I'm concerned, she's as Spanish as they come. So Umberto notices Isabel affectionately, which does little to remove the red color of utter embarrassment from her cheeks. So, blah blah blah. There's really none of my business, Umberto, and you should talk to her like that when she's standing right there. I have no time, blah blah. Let's just say this. He laughs heartily. Worry not, mio amico. Isabella is quite capable of defending herself if she wishes to. There is no need for you to protect her from my jokes. So if you're quite done, shall we get down to business? So there was a finished laughing, gestures towards the cargo packaging neatly stacked on a wooden boardwalk of the harbor. It's all here, Capitan. 800 reals worth of gold and silver treasures, 1 week of rations for 10 troops, valued at 700 reals, medicine and medical equipment for a tune of 800 reals, and 2,000 reals worth of military equipment. Good, you can verify this, Portonares. Their scout nods. I've been keeping a close eye on the dock workers. I caught one of them trying to pocket some of our valuables. He won't try that again anytime soon. I'm going to need some horse and carts and some servants. Now, I'll note that in my sort of like tutorial run, like initial run of this, I basically said you want to probably get your servants, but we're actually going to go with the slaves this time. But of course, you may take free carts from the garrison, seeing how Noriega's contingent seems to be afraid of leaving the confines of the town anyway. I believe we can spare a dozen slaves from the docks to serve you on your incursions into the island, so please make arrangements at once. I will wish to leave as soon as the supplies have been loaded onto the carts. Umberto nods and hurries off towards the palace. Isabel de Jonas steps forward again, so wait for her to speak. I hope you'll pardon my forwardness, but would you permit me to join your expedition, Captain Fuchsia? Do you have any experience in battle? I've trained for many hours of Umberto, but no, I've never faced a real enemy. I would be happy to simply help with the carts and work around the camp every night until I'm ready to fight. So, this is not going to be a pleasant walk. Well, what are skills? What can you do to make yourself useful? And don't think I'll be lenient just because we are both women. Under my command, everyone pulls their own weight. Let's do that. I would not expect anything less. I'll do whatever is required of me. Go sign with Umberto then. So, a sparkling grin versus Isabella's face, and she sets off at a brisk pace towards the fortress to pack her things. Alright, so at this point I more or less have jumped into like the initial stuff, so to speak, for just jumping on this. There's a little bit left just basically before leaving, and I guess we'll do that just so you don't have to like see that at the beginning of the next episode. So Just like, I guess, point breakdown, like just like little settlement here. Note that the market is over here, and there's a church over there. Over here is a medical tent, and then over here is like the the palace headquarters, so to speak, of this place. I think we'll go talk to this person here first, because this is stuff I can do right now. So you're passed by a large home in the northern part of the town when a man comes out through the front of the door and trots towards you with a raised arm. Excuse me, senorita, I'm of your time, please. What do you want? You are a new Capitan that came here on the Maria Teresa, are you not? I've seen your troops and they look very capable. The man hesitates. I'm wondering if perhaps you could be willing to hire out some of your men to perform a task for me. I am willing to compensate you for a time within reason. I don't believe we've been introduced. Oh no, I quite forgot. Please forgive me. My name is Marion Coquero. I'm the treasurer of the governors of Santo Domingo. Daniel Fuchsa, now what is this task? My wife is a soldier under Nuria's command. She was sent on a patrol to the mountains northwest of here, but her detachment hasn't returned. They are weeks overdue, and I'm beside myself with worry. He does indeed seem to be beside himself with worry. How may we be of assistance, Senor Coquera? If you would only send some troops to search for her, as I said, I will pay you for your time. I just must know. I must have brought back me if she's still alive. If not, he's unable to finish his sentence. So I'll take my people, blah blah, or I'm sorry I'm very lost, but I do not have time to arrange a rescue incursion like Noriga. I can't spare my troops. We're gonna go with this one here. He nearly erupts in tears. Thank you, Capitan Fuchsa. Her name is Lucia Coquero. She's a sergeant in the army. She's 31 years old and has long black curls, and she wears a medallion with a portrait inside. Please, I'll pay you whatever you wish if you will only find her, out what has become of her. Marion Coquero thanks you again for several times, and then he thanks each of your troops who are with you before finally withdrawing to his home again. So that's just a little side quest, and you can actually view your goals in here if you want. Basically, the medallion. Sergeant Lucia Coquero has been sent on patrol in the mountains northwest of Senegal, but the attack is long overdue. Go find her, basically. And I think we'll go basically just to the market and to a church. At the market here, I'm thinking we're going to buy maybe a little bit of supplies. And I recommend, by the way, buying your equipment. I actually recommend, here's what I recommend, so to speak. When you're basically playing this game, you'll find that it's in your best interest not to have like large stores of stuff. So we're actually going to trade just a little bit of stuff away just to get a little bit more equipment, because if you equip your equipment on your soldiers, they don't get stolen. And this is something to know about this game. You'll get your stuff stolen a lot in this game. So it's in your interest basically to you know, get these guys like geared up so you don't risk having stuff stolen and not hoard your stuff. All right, let's go to Reina here. It's basically note that she's basically narcissistic, and you know, basically what's this mean? This person will basically like it when she gets promoted or gets picked for special tasks. So we're going to just promote her right away. And I'm actually going to, I think, I should probably just check her out. Basically, she's basically open-minded, cautious, and narcissistic. And then over here we've got aggressive, open-minded, and pious. What I'm thinking about doing here is I'm actually going to promote her. And we're going to go in here and give her Fortune Favor, which will basically increase her critical hit chance by half as a result of doing this. And then it's going to boost up, let's see here. I suppose it'll boost up her patrolling to 9. Now I'll make her a little bit better at patrolling. So basically, when she goes out on patrol in like little action screens, she might be able to pick up some stuff for us. Then equipment-wise, I'm going to equip her a little bit. And we'll give her all the equipment here. And besides her, I was going to do a quick look through these guys and, you know, decide what I'm going to do here. Basically, it's going to be in my interest basically put my gear on these guys, but I'm going to wonder which of these guys I'm going to focus on gearing up first. It might be worth gearing up Adrena here. The only thing I don't like about Adrena Severity here is that she uses a bow. And bows aren't exactly the best type of equipment to use on a hunter, I find. They're actually really weak, bows in general. You know what? Let's equip the doctor here. And then let's go and give you Barry here a little bit of upgrade for her max lock. And that'll be it for our gear for now. And at the church, a cathedral is still under construction and it shows, but it's already being used for weekly sermons and daily prayers by the colonists. We're going to attend a sermon. Today's sermon is delivered by a Frisian monk by the name of Caro from the Downs Monastery. The sermon is quite different from the seasonal themes you're used to back in Spain. It's clearly covered by the trials of settling in a new world. After the sermon, Hermano Caro stands at the door to thank everybody for attending as they leave. He's a slender man in his mid-60s with a long white beard and gentle eyes. When you shake his hand, he gives you one look and then pulls you aside. Your Grace, a moment of your time, please, Capitan. Capitan Narez mentioned you in passing. He said you and your troops might be heading toward the north to San Antonio in De La Cruz within the foreseeable future. So I might. Very good. Could you perchance convince you to bring a modest load of Bibles to the good people of Santo Domingo? Our Bibles really shipment the most someone needs the most. Regular caravans of more important supplies go between Santo Domingo and Santiago, but this is a special shipment. The Word of God is sadly not reproduced in quantities as large as food and weapons. If this shipment were to be lost, it would be something approaching a tragedy. So, is there anything you can do to compensate me? Very well. Let's ask for compensation, and basically, of course, I would not think of to ask something like this of your troops without offering payment for your services. The Bible should be delivered to a Portuguese merchant called Denis Tavares. He has been instructed to pay you 2,000 valuables for your time and trouble. So, very well, I have shipment brought to my carts. I will see that we get there safely. And then thank you, Captain Icondinos. And we got the Word of God quest down here for use. And you can view your goals and see that if you're playing a game yourself. Let's go talk to the Capitan over here. So one of Norgo's soldiers stops you as you're leaving Santo Domingo. If you have a moment, Senor Fuchsa, Capitan Norgo would like to have one last word with you before you leave. He'll be here momentarily. So wait for Norgo. Thank you for waiting. I don't know what Demetrius has told you about me. I am maybe far past my prime, but I'm no fool. I spent a lot of time in these jungles, and I just want to make sure you know what you're getting yourself into. So any advice you will have, I will consider. There are many dangers in this island, savages, rebels, bandits, but the most dangerous foe is hunger. Be mindful of your food reserves. Each person in the expedition will only need one ration every day. Nobody really likes to go hungry. So, I will be careful. Do you have anything else? There are 5 major settlements on this part of the island. Santo Domingo here, Santiago de Cabros on the northeast, a Taino fishing village on the north coast, another Taino village in the jungle to the east, and a third Taino village in the eastern peninsula. The Taino are friendly, but by and large, but there are a few factions that will go to great lengths to move us from the island. So thank you, Capitan. You seem like a woman with a heart in the right place. For what it's worth, I think the government acted unjustly when they confiscated your ship, and I wish you the best of luck in your travels. Icondinos. And the old man nods and places his hand on your shoulder basically does this. Icondinos, and we're done. And that's pretty much going to be a lot of text for just like the initial, this blurb that's starting out. Next time we're going to get into real comments, like the real comment stuff and all that. But for now, this will be the end of the first episode. I hope you've enjoyed, and we'll see how my travels with the Daniel Fixer goes. So for now.